Are you thinking about moving to Saluda River Club in Lexington, South Carolina? In this video, I'm going to share everything about the market, what happened last year, and what you can expect if you're looking to buy in there in 2026. I'll go over the different areas of the neighborhood, the price points, HOA details, and what you get for the money, information about schools in the area. So let's get started. So first, we're going to talk about what happened in 2025 to give you an idea of pricing trends and where things are going in 2026. The first property I'm going to show you is a new construction. This was the highest sale in 2025 in the River District, all the way at the back of the neighborhood. This is typically where the most expensive homes can be found, right on the Saluda River near the Chickawaw Clubhouse. And this was a really nice it was a spec home, so it wasn't a custom, but it was built by Michael Nimick, one of the builders in the neighborhood, and there's several that are on the approved builder list. But this actually sold at one of the highest prices in the neighborhood, 1.524 million. A really nice property, 6-bedroom, 5 full baths, 2 half baths, and just over 4,400 square feet. So the second home I want to show you, it's actually a home that I listed and sold. This property is also in the River District at the back of the neighborhood. It was built by Dunbar Builders, a local builder here in town. They do a fantastic job. But this is an older home. You know, it was built in 2012, really great quality, but a little outdated. And this is a really good representation of what's happening in Saluda River Club. There wasn't a lot of inventory in the back of the neighborhood. This was one of the only options in 2025 that was available. There were 6 total homes closed in the River District last year, and it sold for $1,150,000. And it is a great home, but definitely in need of renovation, and you'll see that here. And I think that sets a benchmark for what's happening in this neighborhood, just because of the tightness in inventory. You know, there were buyers willing to buy homes that needed to be renovated. And I think what we're going to see is the owner who purchased this home, I know they plan on doing some renovations, kitchen, bathrooms. This is really going to continue to drive the price point up in Saluda River Club. And in the entire Midlands, you know, you look at Saluda River Club and we're seeing some of the highest prices per square foot in that neighborhood. The growth over the last decade has been pretty tremendous. I lived in this neighborhood in the River District about 10 years ago. And when I was buying in there, you know, you were looking 130, 40, 50 a foot. And now we're seeing prices, you know, over 200, 300, 400 a foot. So really some unbelievable growth there. Before I move on, I do want to show you just the location of Saluda River Club. If you're kind of new to looking in this area and trying to figure out where you're going to live in Lexington, you're really convenient to everything. And I loved living here because you're right around the corner from shopping. There's a Lowe's, Food, Publix, Target, but you're still kind of tucked away off Corley Mill, which is one of our scenic highways. You're also right around the corner from schools. So Midway, Meadow Glen, River Bluff High School is all right there. And it is a master community with amenities, and I'll talk through those amenities after we get through kind of the housing trends and the pricing trends. So here's another. This is in the River District, a 4-bedroom, 3 full, 1 half bath, 3,600 square feet, and this sold just over $1 million at $1,035,000. A really nice house, and I love you. We've got some here. We can see this is the River District here, and you've got Bimini Twist, which runs along here, and then in the center where the circle is Battenkill Court, and that's one of my favorite areas in the neighborhood. I lived on Battenkill. You have a circle with homes around that circle and a park in the middle. And when we lived there, we had 2 kids at that time, and it was just so great to have the kids run out. You could sit on the front porch, and one of our team members lives in that circle. So great location. Now, this home, you know, right over $1 million. You look inside that circle in Battenkill, and you can find some homes that are a little bit less than $1 million, but we're starting to see those pricing trends push over $1 million as well. And I'll show you inside this home. Let's see if we can get in here. Really beautiful home, very clean, nice quality, and a really good backyard. That's the one thing in the River District. You do get a little bit larger of a yard in the other sections. Typically, they're smaller. There's a few exceptions, but you get a yard. Now, you do your HOA covers the amenities in this section, but you do not get lawn care and you do not get irrigation, which you do in some of the other sections. And that HOA is $469 a quarter. But I can tell you, with the amenities, definitely worth it. An adult clubhouse and pool. You've got a fitness gym. You've got the Chickasaw Clubhouse in the back, which is more for families, with a pool and a big meeting area, fire pits, playgrounds. I mean, it really is Disneyland in Lexington, South Carolina. So there's a couple of different sections, and I want to go next to the Village District, and we're going to kind of work that way. And this is a property that sold a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, 3 half bath, 3,100 square foot home, and it closed at $875,000. And I'll take you through this. And this is a really good example of what's going on in Saluda River Club, just because of the pricing trends for this particular home. Now, this home in 2014 sold for $469,000. In 2017, it sold for $469,900, and in 2022, it closed for $650,000. Now you're looking here at a sale in 2025, and it closed for $875,000. Now that's a big jump in price. And one thing I do believe, I sold this house back in the day, but it does look like they've made some updates to the kitchen. We've got, some updates with the fixtures, the counters. They did a really nice job. But this was the highest price in the Village District last year. Now you can find smaller homes around 600, but they're going to go up to, 8, almost 900,000, with a few exceptions. There are some big houses that are selling right around that $900,000 mark. Now in the Village District, in addition to the amenities that everyone in the neighborhood gets, you also get irrigation and lawn care. Now you're $760 a quarter there. But a really good representation of the Village District, which is at the front of the neighborhood. Now I'll show you another here. This is one of the townhomes. Now in the Village kind of square in the middle of the Village District, they're wrapped in townhomes. And this is right across from the Village District Clubhouse, which is adult only. And it's amazing the pricing trends for these townhomes as well. When I moved into that neighborhood, I remember you could get a townhome just under $200,000. And you'll see here, this one is pending. There wasn't a townhome sale last year I could show you, so I wanted to give you a good idea of that. But it was originally listed just at $400,000. It's pending at $393,000. I would assume it would close in the upper threes. They are 2-bedroom, 2 full, 1 half, about 1,800 square feet. And there are some larger townhomes. If you look at the on the ends, I sold the one all the way to the left, which let me see if I could show you here. Yeah, this one right here. And it was actually a 3-bedroom. Some of these have 3 floors. It was kind of expanded out a little bit wider. They do have attached 1-car garage, and some of them have little courtyards as well, but really nice low maintenance living there. So let's go back a little bit. I'm going to show you the Woodlands District, which the Woodlands District, if you come in the neighborhood, you turn right, you drive through the village, and I'll put up a map kind of showing you the different sections of the neighborhood. But it's kind of at the back, and the whole idea was kind of California style living in these homes. A really nice variety of homes here. And you can see this is a 1 level. I believe this might have a room over the garage. If not, everything's on 1 level. But this property is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,400 square feet, and it closed just at $629,500. Really nice property there. And here's another example of what you can get in the Woodlands District. There we go. That California style. Very nice property. There are these walls that run along a lot of these homes in here that gives a lot of privacy to these little kind of courtyard backyards. Really nice finishes. This is a golf cart friendly neighborhood, so you can ride through the neighborhood to the amenities. It's really rare to drive through the neighborhood and not see people on golf carts and kids on bikes, and really family friendly. And another thing you'll find is there's a lot of medical professionals in this neighborhood. And, Lexington Medical Center is right down the road, probably about a 12, 15-minute drive, depending on traffic. So it's good proximity for people who work in that profession who need to be at Lexington Medical Center. Prisma is also not far away, probably about a 20, 25-minute drive. But this is kind of a hub for a lot of doctors, a lot of medical professional, a lot of medical device sales professionals in this neighborhood. And I remember when I moved in there at one time, there was, I would say, a majority of the people in the neighborhood worked in the medical field. Let's see if I can find another example here. Let's see. Next, we'll go here. This is Coldwater Crossing, and it's off a little bit past the Woodlands. In these two sections, this is the Bluffs. The Bluffs and the Woodlands kind of are really close together. You probably wouldn't even notice that they're different sections in the neighborhood. But this is one of the homes on the Bluffs, in the Bluffs. And you've got, you've got a shared kind of driveway situation. These homes are a little close together, but, that's designed so that it's low maintenance living. And I believe that this was built, here, give you an idea of that, kind of a little shared drive situation there at the back of the Woodlands. And these were built in, I believe, 2022. And so we haven't seen a lot of these turn over, but this one right here closed for $730,000. Of course, when it was bought in 2022, it didn't increase in value much beyond that. I believe, it was $643,000 when it was built. So we haven't seen a ton of appreciation, but like I said, that home hasn't been built. It wasn't built long ago. Now let's see. We'll move next. Here's another one in the Bluffs. Same thing, $730,000. Similar style. These are typically hardy plank finishes, but there's some variation, some stucco in the Woodlands, brick, stone, but good variation. And really low maintenance, one level living. These homes are on a slab. And let's see if I have, here we go. We looked at that one. Now we're going to move on to the Vineyards, the Grove, and the Rapids, which is on the opposite side of the neighborhood, the newest section. This particular home is in the Vineyards, which when you come through the River District, and I'll show you a map, you take a left and it's a row of homes that runs behind the homes that sit on Bimini Twist. And these are really unique, really neat homes. One level, most with 2-car garage, some with 3-car garage. That's really a golf cart garage there. But they really did something neat with the style here. And actually, it was just in this home. We've got a guest room up front. So you have 2 bedrooms on the main level, which is really desirable and hard to find. Very high ceilings, really nice open layout. And these actually slide completely open. So this is a really good house to entertain in if that's your thing. And let's see if we can get, there we go. You can see this opens up, so it's a full wall. A lot of these homes do have pools, and what was unique is the builder actually made that an option. When building the property, you could add a pool to the back. See, there's a bedroom. This also walks out to the kind of backyard area there. This is what I meant when saying that, a lot of these backyards are small, but in the Vineyards, you actually get a really nice backyard that's comparable to many of the homes you find in the River District, where in the Village, the Woodlands, typically it's going to be a little bit smaller. And then also, we didn't talk about this, but the hillside, they're up on the river near the Bluffs, and they're typically like little townhome connected townhomes. But of course, no yard there. And if there is a yard, it's really small, little postage stamp pretty much. All right, let's see. I've got another one for you here. Here's another one. This is also in the Vineyards. This is right on the corner when you come in the Vineyards. A little bit larger. Really, really nice quality. Open layout, very similar to the last. And this was a 4-bedroom, 4 full, 2-part bath, 3,500 square feet. And this one's actually on the market right under $1 million, so $985,000. And when these were built, they were around $600,000-700,000. So we've seen some pretty significant appreciation there. Now, the newest section, the Groves, the Rapids. This is all under construction. Very similar to the Vineyards, but a little bit of a twist. And they're even putting townhomes. I don't have an example here for you today, but new townhomes right on the river in the back that are right around $1 million as well. Now, this is a 5-bedroom, 4 full, 1/2 bath. It closed at the end of the last year for just over $1 million, 3,200 square feet. But really, really beautiful homes. In 2025, there were 44 home sales, and I expect that to be around the same in 2026. We're really going to need to see the rates come down before people, especially at the upper price points, are going to start to move or relocate. A lot of the relocation we're seeing now is because they have to. It's a job transfer, family changes. People aren't really moving just because they want to. And when I lived there in 2014 to 2016, there was a lot of movement just because rates were low and the money was so cheap to borrow. We'd see people moving from the Village District to the River District, kind of hopping around the neighborhood, or maybe living in one section and building in another, but we haven't seen a lot of that. Also, there isn't a lot of land left in the neighborhood, although they are continuing to expand in the Groves, Vineyards, Rapids area, that neighborhood. They're kind of continuing to push out that way. So the neighborhood is still growing. If you're thinking about moving to Saluda River Club, reach out to me. I'd love to help. And I know it might seem weird to call someone that you watch on YouTube, but people do it all the time. Just had somebody do it yesterday. And I'm happy to share with you my experience in the neighborhood and how we've helped around 100 families buy and sell in Saluda River Club.